All right, welcome to the Beaver County Softball Network. My name's Bill Littler, and I'm streaming this game here. This is a 10U playoff game. This is our first round of the Beaver County Fast Pitch League playoffs. That was the first out. And I'm behind a little bit. I was having some technical issues that I had to straighten out here. So let me get a second. So this Beaver Falls is the team batting right now. This is the Beaver Falls 10U team, and then Central Valley, they have a couple 10U teams, but this team here is the I think it's the Navy team. Miss Lowe. All right, so those of you who have never watched us before, this is 10U rec ball, so there are no walks at this level. So the girls will pitch until there's 4 balls, and then the coaches will come in and finish the strike count. So here comes the coach for Beaver Falls. And I don't know how many strikes there are, so we're going to have to see what happens. Missed high. I was talking yesterday. If you watched yesterday, there's a lot of pressure on these coaches. Elimination games like this. It's swing and a miss. So I think that's straight off. I think the coaches have a max of 4 pitches or 3 strikes, whichever comes first. Or hit, of course. There's a nice hit. That's going to get through. And it gets past the outfielder. Now, the one unique thing is when the coaches are pitching, the batters can only get doubles. They can't go 3 bases or a home run. So we have a runner on second base with 1 out. There's a strike. This next batter's number 0. It is hot out here. It's a heat advisory in this area, which those of you who are watching outside of the area, this is Pennsylvania, so we're not used to this level of heat. This is like Virginia weather. She swung on that. So that'll be 2 outs. Definitely out of the strike zone. You gotta like the aggression though. Sometimes with coaches pitching, a lot of times the girls will wait for that 4 ball so they can face their coach. So it's nice to see the girls, at least that lasted batter, being aggressive with her swinging. There's a called strike. Oh, she's going to try to steal third, and I hit the wrong. See, this is the technical issues I was having. That pitch was a ball. I'm not sure. The camera behind home plate keeps on hanging on me. That's a called strike. So we have a 2 ball, 2 strike count. That is going to be a strike three. So Beaver Falls had a runner on second base, but they were not able to score her. So we'll be back after a short break with the bottom half of the first inning. All right, this network, we do not have sponsors, so we use what's called BCSN Investors. And I'll get into more details on what this is, but these are different ways that you can help fund the network. I don't use sponsorships just because I feel that any of the local sponsors that I would use are the ones who give these youth sports money. So I don't want to take money out of the youth sports pocket. So that's when I kind of decided to not go with the sponsorships. And also I kind of like beating my own drum, I guess is a good way of putting it. So I didn't like having the commitment of other sponsorships and them asking me to do certain things. So. But yeah, mostly it's about the money. So this is the bottom half of the first inning. If you're joining us late, Beaver Falls batted first, and they did not score any runs. And if you haven't subscribed to our network, please do. Subscribing to our network helps us grow as a network and will help us get monetized and help fund the network. And I'll get into more of all that whenever we're in between innings. But now we're facing the leadoff batter here in the bottom half of the first inning. We have a lefty up. There's a ball in play. To first, and she's going to make the out at first. Nice play. Look how excited that pitcher was. All right, so we got one out. And that ball's high. Beaver Falls is a smaller school district, and they don't have many kids that play softball. So a lot of times they don't have teams good enough to be in these brackets. So it's nice seeing them finally make these brackets. It's probably exciting for the girls, and that also helps build the interest in softball. Missed high. And this is the first round of the BCFPL championship bracket, the 10U division. And this is single elimination, so you win, you move on. So that's ball 4, and here comes the coach. And again, coaches will finish the strike count on ball 4. And I think they have 4 pitches. There's a ball hit up the middle. And my camera froze again. But she did make it to first. We have a equipment change. I don't know what's going on with this camera here. Looks okay now. All right, so we have a runner on first base with one out. At this 10U level, you see a lot of young pitchers just starting out. Now, the base runners, when there's a deal second base, they can steal third, but they can. It looks like network froze now. It's not a good day. There, we're back. It's not a good day technically for me so far. So here comes the coach. We do use Starlink as our internet provider, so blame it on them. It seems like we're back online now. There's a hit, and that's going to fall behind short. And the runner's going to advance to third. It's going to be a high throw. And it's going to be a dead ball when that throw must have went out of play. So that's going to score a run. And reality, that girl should be on third, not second. Just because I think that girl had first on the throw, but it's kind of hard when you have a one-man crew. But CV did score their first run, so it's 1-0 CV. Runner on second base with one out. And she's going to steal third on a pass ball. So now we have a runner on third base. See if they can score this run here. What's happening? Pitcher's just taking a breather. Clearing her head a little bit, maybe. Missed high. She's just throwing just a little bit high. And she's a lefty too. You like seeing that. There's not many lefty pitchers out there. All right, so here comes the coach. So there's a runner on third. There's one out. CB would love to score this run here. Swing and miss. I don't know how many strikes she has. I don't think I've seen the umpire flash it yet. There's another swing and a miss. So that's 2 strikes. See the coach trying to coach her player here a little bit on a swing. And that's going to be, that'll be an out because it's 4 pitches. So she had to swing at that regardless. And it wasn't a very good pitch. That's on the coach there. The sun is brutal out here. You can see the pitcher getting sunglasses. It's hot. It's in the 90s. All right, so we got 2 outs. Runner on third base still. Runners cannot steal home either, so the only way they can go home is if there's a play made on the runner on third. And that batter just got hit with the ball, so she's going to get first base. So that puts runners on the corners. There are 2 outs. And here comes another lefty. First pitch is outside. And the base runner can go, and she did. So we have runners on second and third. 2 outs. Missed outside a little bit. Lefty on lefty here. Now again, this is 10U rec ball, so these pitchers are just learning. You get some pitchers who throw pretty well, but you can tell this pitcher is a newer pitcher. She's consistent, which is a good thing. She just needs to find that right groove to get their strikes. There's a swing and a miss. That helps. The years I coached, you see the coach was kind of mimicking how she should swing. And that never really worked for me. You always got to kind of explain what you want the girls to do and not kind of do it for them, you know. There's a foul ball. That is a pop-up, and it's going to be out of play. Nice to see my cameras are working again. Not sure what was going on earlier. That's a nice hit. That's going to be over the center fielder's head. And it'll score 2 runs, and she'll have to stay at second base. All right, so she is on second base. There still are 2 outs, but CV now has a 3-0 lead. Missed high. And she's going to steal third. I wasn't paying attention. But she advanced to third. So we have 2 outs, runner on third base. There's a called strike. Not sure what the count is. That's why I don't keep count. This scoreboard has an option where you can keep the count. I never pay enough attention for that. Missed inside there. I think it's full count maybe. The umpire flashed it real quick, but I didn't see it. That is going to be ball 4. So here comes the coach. I think there's 2 strikes. There's 1 strike. There's a foul ball, so now there's 2 strikes. 3 more pitches. Oh, and it's froze again. It was a foul ball. I don't know why that camera's doing that. That's going to drive me crazy all game. Another foul ball. That's a swing and a miss. That'll be strike 3. All right, so after 1 inning, we have Central Valley up 3-0. We'll be back with the top half of the 2nd inning after a quick break. All right, so this network is powered by Starlink. It's probably one of the best investments I made. To be honest, the quality of the broadband, although today's game wasn't that great in the beginning, but it's much better. It's easier for me because there's a lot of fields that have different cellular service. So first pitch is outside. Like this field really liked AT&T. So I had Verizon hotspot last year, and I struggled with it. So a lot of times I couldn't even stream live down here. The field I was at yesterday was T-Mobile was the one that likes. Everything else didn't work well. So, but it's nice when you have this Starlink. It doesn't matter where you're at, you have good connection. All right, so we got 3-0 count on this batter. Another lefty. There's a lot of lefties in the between these two teams. I think there's 4 already. You don't see many lefties normally. There's a called strike. Missed high. Comes the coach. To 1 strike, I believe. There's a ball in play. Back to the pitcher. She's going to throw to first to get the out. Nice play. Swing on a high pitch there, but her base runner's going to need to be careful too. She needs to run in that lane. If you're running in the fair play and get hit with a ball, then you're out on interference. But of course, that play it didn't really impact anything. There's a called strike. A little bit high. It's a nice pitch. That's a strike. It's 2 strikes, I believe. Don't know how many balls. Some umpires are really good with letting you know. I think it's a 2-2 count. Called strike 3. That'll be the first out. Do a replay here. It's a nice pitch. Right on the outside corner. First pitch was a ball. On this batter here. There's a strike on the outside corner again. She's liking that outside corner. It's good. Good pitchers always attack the corners. They never throw anything over the plate. Called strike. Outside corner again. It's the other thing too you really can't do that much with this at this age, but if that umpire's giving you that river out there, keep throwing it. She went. That's strike 3. And that'll end the inning. So Beaver Falls goes 1, 2, 3 in the second inning. We'll be back with CB batting up here in the bottom of the 3rd. Thanks for watching. All right, so we are on Facebook, and if you're on Facebook, please give us a follow. And I need you to interact with our posts. It helps generate money, believe it or not. So last year we raised $46.37 using Facebook. So it's pretty effective, and we're doing even better this year. So, and again, that's just ways to help fund the network and help me keep it free. Missed inside. It's too low. There's a called strike. It's hard. It's hard too when the catcher isn't catching the ball with the pitches. Sometimes it's hard for the umpire to see the strikes. Yeah, see, I think that's why. Like that looked like a strike to me. But it's tough for the umpire to actually visualize the strike zone. If the catcher's not holding onto that ball, it's important. There's a strike. This pitcher isn't doing bad. She doesn't have a lot of speed to her, but she's around that strike zone. And at this age, or at this level, it's really what you want. I know there's some 10U pitchers out there that are really good, but keep in mind, this is a rec level program. All right, here comes the coach. 2 strikes on the batter. See what happens. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. All right, so that's the first out of the bottom of the second. Another lefty. Lots of lefties between these two teams. Missed outside. It is hot out here. It's going to start cooling off a little bit, and there's going to be rain the rest of this week. So the bracket's going to be kind of iffy. There's a swing and a miss. And I don't know how many games I'm going to get out because I don't like setting up in the rain for obvious reasons. I'll do it if I have to, but I would rather not to avoid potential damage with the equipment. She held off. Was close. The umpires are, this is a one-man crew, so a lot of times if you see check swings, and it's kind of hard to challenge that. When there's 2 umpires, you can ask for help, but when there's only one, there's no one helping you. There's a swing and a miss. That's 2 strikes. We got 2-2 count. 1 out, nobody on. Good eye. Full count. And here comes the pitch. That's outside, so here comes the coach. There's 2 strikes. So again, coach has finished the strike count or 4 pitches. There's a ball in play. To second, it's going to get past the second baseman. So that'll be a base runner for Central Valley. Second baseman was there. She just didn't get in front of the ball. She tried to side saddle it. Got to get your body in front of those balls. As scary as that sounds, that's what you got to do. All right, we got one out, runner on first base. A little bit high. This is definitely a smaller batter here. These teams are able to call up players from younger divisions, so this could be an 8U player. Or she just might be smaller for her age. I know some of these coaches have a hard time getting players, their players anyway, because of vacations and things coming up. There's a strike. Tell his heat is just getting to some of these players. It's hot. Oh, that one slipped out of her hand. That was happening a lot yesterday too. Ball just slipping out of the girl's hands. A lot of that has to do with the sweat and humidity. These younger girls already have smaller hands, so put a little bit of sweat on your fingers and it's going to really be difficult for them. That was high. So here comes the coach. I think there's only one strike on the batter. Swing and a miss, strike two. Good eye. All right, so I think this is the last pitch. Swing and a miss, that'll be strike three. So that will be 2 outs. Still have a runner on first base. Now with their 2 outs, this runner should steal second. We'll see what she does. If you're joining late, they do have rules in place where if there's less than 2 outs, you can't steal second base. But there are 2 outs now, so she should take off. And there she goes. There's the reason why they have that rule in place, is to keep that force there, just because it's an easy steal for girls at this age. Or at this level. That ball gets past the catcher, so she's going to run to third. There are no stealing of home, so if a ball gets past the catcher here, the runner has to stay on third. Unless they make a play at her. So a lot of times you'll see a team that has a better catcher and a better fielder at third will make an attempt to throw the girl out, but that would be the only time that they can advance the home. It's missed high and inside. There's limits with pitching too. The girls can only pitch 2 innings in the first 4 innings. So they have to have at least 2 pitchers throw in those first 4 innings. So this will be this girl's last inning. And again, they do that to encourage development of pitchers. A lot of times when you have a really good pitcher, coaches just want to leave that one pitcher in and you don't get the opportunity to develop pitching. So rules are kind of in place to force development. With this being a rec program, it's kind of like what you want to do. And that's going to be high and inside. All right, here's the coach. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll be 3 outs. That is 3 outs, yes. All right, so after 2, we have CV up 3-0. We'll be right back. All right, so Beaver County has their own umpire association. They just started this year, and things that seem to be going really well for them. So if you are interested in umpiring, you can reach out to me. My email is bill.littler@bcsoftballnetwork.com, and I'll get you in touch with the right people to join the team. So it's pretty cool having our own association. They do have a bracket here. So this is our... Oh, this is the 12U bracket. That ain't going to work for us. I do have a 10U bracket. I just got to find it. All right. Here's the first batter for Beaver Falls here in the 3rd inning. And did she get hit? I think she did. So she's going to be on first base. So you can CB did switch their pitchers by roll. Runner on first base. Can't steal. There's no out, so she's not able to steal second. Missed high. Oh, she threw to first. Okay. I like the aggression. And here comes the coach. Swing and a miss. Swing and miss again. So that'll be 2 strikes on the batter. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that'll be the first out for Beaver Falls. Still have a runner on first base. And here comes a lefty. Missed outside. We are doing a doubleheader today, so after this game, we'll have a 12U game. Which those rules are a little bit more within the USA softball rules or code. There's a ball in play. It's going to be foul. Good contact. There hasn't been many balls in play this game. Next game's going to be more enjoyable. It's going to get cooler. There's a hit. Right to first. And she bobbled it, and she's going to be safe. First baseman just couldn't get a handle on it. And Beaver Falls beat it out. Nice play. So you have first and second now. So the base runner can steal third. Now, there are no limitations on the runners taking third. And there she goes. And she's going to make it. So you have first and third with 1 out. And notice that girl at first stayed there because there's less than 2 outs. So she can't steal second. Called strike. Some people like that rule and others don't. Kind of a 50-50 bag there. Beaver Falls, if they can score a couple runs here, they'll be right back in this game. Missed high. Swing and a miss. Good eye on the batter. You don't want to swing at anything that's not hittable. That was a good pitch. Called strike 3. So that'll be 2 outs. And the umpires do call strikes on these girls. For the coach's pitch. And we have a mound discussion here, I guess a circle discussion. Some words of encouragement there. All right, so we have runners on first and third with 2 outs, so you're going to see this girl steal second. And she didn't go. Surprising. She'll go on this pitch. Yeah, she's still not going. All right. She's going that time. And she's going to get there. All right, so there's base runners at second and third now. And Beaver Falls needs something in the ground here. It's funny, when you get this heat like this, a lot of times, especially at the rec level, you get girls that just don't want to deal with this heat. You get into the travel level and girls just love playing softball. They don't care how hot it is. But especially this time of year, some of these kids have pools and other stuff going on, and it's hard for them to focus. It's a foul ball. It's a big hit here. Big spot for Beaver Falls. 2 strikes. They need a ball in play. And they didn't do it. That's going to end the inning. So CB gets out of that jam. So we'll be back with the bottom of third. Thanks for watching. That ball is gone. That'll tie the game up.
My most effective pitch was most definitely my curveball. I could work it in and out, like even on the right-handed batter, I could throw it inside as like a backdoor curveball. And most of the time when I threw that, a lot of kids just kind of like stood off the plate more, just then I'd throw it outside.
My confidence and presence in the box, and like I feel like it helps teammates be confident in themselves and believe in themselves the way that I believe in myself.
There was a group like that last year, and I started training them on the side, like taking them to go hit, taking them to go field, catching, and they started to love it, started to look up to other girls on the team, and it kind of just built up the team.
If you saw that commercial, one of those girls at the end, Calvi Legston, she is actually from Beaver Falls. She went to James Madison University. She was a freshman this year, and she had a really good year there. She didn't play much in the youth program, though. She played mostly baseball, just because there's not a lot of numbers in the Beaver Falls area for softball. So she played baseball, and then when she got into high school, she started playing high school ball. Of course, travel's always big in the fast pitch area. But yeah, I am pushing those trading cards. Pretty cool. Each card sold for each of those girls, they get $5 for each card. So they signed the name, image, and likeness with me. So I try to get them as much sales as we can. Those of you who like trading pins in big tournaments should start trading cards. I think that would be cool if everyone did that. All right, here we go. So this is I gotta clean the scoreboard. This is the bottom of the third inning. CB's up 3-0. It's been a really quiet game. Not many hits. Ooh, that one got away from her. That one missed low too. There's a bomb play. It gets past the first baseman and into the outfield. It'll be a hit. It's a nice job. That one's high. And here comes you can tell this girl just started pitching. Oops. That's a good pitch. Another called strike. Good job. There's a runner on first base. I don't think there's any outs. There's a scoreboard here. I can cheat every once in a while. That one's going to be a ball. Here comes coach. It's a foul. Oh, I thought that was a foul. All right, so she struck out, so that'll be the first out. Oh, look, got fouled at me. Nah, I looked at the replay. It's not. Oh, that one got away from her. What's going on? Umpire's pointing at somebody. Oh, I'm not sure what's going on. There's a hit. That's going to get through the infield. There you go. And they're going to go for extra. Get this replay, and that was a nice hit. Up the middle, gets past the second baseman into the outfield. And we have runners on second and third. Only one out. CV's in business to score a couple here. Oh, that one's outside. Runners can't go anywhere. Second and third, they cannot steal home. Called strike. It's a nice pitch there on the outside corner. It's where you want to stay. That's going to be a little high. That one's outside. So this is the Beaver County Fast Pitch League, 10U division. It's the first round in our championship bracket. Just outside. And here comes the coach. This is kind of a combo, coach's pitch and player's pitch. How they do this is there's no walks. So once the batter gets 4 balls, the coach will come in and finish the strike count. That's for anyone who joined us late. Missed high. The umpire will call strikes too with the coaches in there. So the girls have to be ready and aggressive. That's going to be out of play. Just like any other bat, you can't finish the bat with a foul. So they'll keep going until she gets that last strike or hit. There's a hit. To second, he gets past second, past the outfielder, and that'll score 2 runs. Now another rule is the base runner, regardless of where that ball is hit, she can only get 2. She cannot run home. So she is on second base, but she did get 2 RBIs. So Central Valley's up 5-0. Oh, that one got away from her. The runner's going to take third on that pitch. All right, here we go. That's going to be a strike. Nice pitch. This girl pitching, she gets one in there every once in a while. She keeps working. It's a lot of work to be a pitcher. It's not something that you can just pick up and do. You got to practice. It's high. Now see, with that catcher running at third, the girl on third, that gives her the freedom to run home. Little dance move by the batter in the box. Here comes the coach. Miss Lowe. There's a swing and a miss. It's 2 strikes on the batter. 2 pitches. Three pitches. No. She has to swing at this one. A lot of pressure on the coach here. Gave her a good one. Pitcher gets it, throws it to first. Gets the out, but it does score a run. So that'll clear the bases. There are 2 outs. Called strike. And Central Valley's up now 6-0. What is this umpire talking about? Not sure what he's saying. He's still talking to somebody in the dugout. Not sure what's happening there. Here comes the coach. That's a shot. And that's going to be a fair ball down the line. So she's only going to get 2 on that. It's a nice hit. All right, so there's a runner on second base with 2 outs. It's that outside corner. Runner's going to advance to third. 1 strike on the batter. Ooh, that was close. I thought he was going to give it to her. That one's going to be high. The catcher's still worried about that girl on third. She needs to be careful. And like I said, if the catcher makes a play on that girl on third, she can run. That one's going to be outside. Yeah, see, look how she's running at her. So right now, the runner on third can go. And with that catcher getting so far away from first or from the home plate, she can actually, whenever that catcher throws back to the pitcher, she can go. There's a ball in play, and that's going to be in for a hit. So that'll be an RBI. CV starting to pull away on this. There are 2 outs. And that's going to be a foul. This is the first round of the BCFPL League, Beaver County Fast Pitch League, 10U division. This is a recreational league in Beaver County. And she's going to go 3. And she'll get there. There are 2 outs. There is a max of 5 runs, so I think the runner on third will be that 5th run this inning. So you can only score a max of 5 per inning. And I think the runner on third base is that 5th run. It's a hard hit. And that's going to get through the infield. It's a nice hit. She's going to go 2. And she'll be safe. There's no force. And she went to third. Good hustle. But that was the 5th run scored. So it is 8-0, and they walked off the inning. So we'll be back with the top of the 4th. CV up big, 8-0. We'll be right back. All right, so I do make awards and plaques. So if you're interested, I can make you. They're die subs, so they're all digital on a metal plate, and I can mount it on a wood frame or wood plaque, so they're pretty nice. And they can do that with your leagues, MVP awards, school awards, sponsorship, whatever. And all that money goes to the network. All right, so this is going to be the top of the 4th inning. I think Beaver Falls needs to score a run here. I'm not sure what the mercy rules are. I get confused with this in travel, but might be 10 after 4. I don't know. Oh, she hit that. That was off the ground. That was impressive. Yeah, she hit that. It bounced off the ground. Missed outside. Following this game, we'll have the first round 12U game. It'll be between Southside and Central Valley. Ooh, got her. So she'll be on first with nobody out. This could be an opportunity for Beaver Falls. She seems to be okay. All right. No outs. Runner on first base. Missed high. There's a strike right at the shoulders. That one's going to be high. That missed inside. This umpire's been liking that inside corner there. Missed inside again. Is it time for the coach? Yeah, I think the coach is coming. All right, here we go. Foul ball. I think that's 2 strikes on a batter. That's strike 3. That'll be the first out. And that's going to hit the batter. And it's going to sting her. All right, so I'm going to take a minute and show the brackets. So this is the 10U bracket. And this game, this is the 8th and 9th. So this is the 8th and 9th seed. I picked this game and they're typically pretty good. But yeah, so this is the championship and we all play on the same day. So there's 8U, 10U, and 12U. We'll all play the championship game. All right, so everyone looks okay. And we have runners on first and second. Runner's going to advance to third on that, so we have first and third. Did they get her out? We had a replay on that. So the base runner overran third base, and she got tagged out. Nice play. So that gives us 2 outs. Of course, that runner advances to second on the first pitch. That gets past the catcher, and the runner's going to go to third. They almost made another nice play. All right, so we got 2 outs. Runner on third base. Called strike. Missed high. And here comes the coach. Swing and miss. Strike 3. That'll be 3 outs. All right, so after the top of the 4th, we'll be back here with the bottom of the 4th with Central Valley up 8-0. So we're on our way to get monetized on YouTube. So we need to get watch hours. We need 4,000 watch hours. We're about halfway there. So the more you watch, the more watch hours we get, and gets us closer to that 4,000 total before we can monetize. Of course, monetizing is going to help us keep this network free. And we need your help because we do not take sponsorships. And if you didn't hear that story, I don't do sponsorships just because I feel like I'm taking money away from youth programs, especially with the smaller businesses in the area. That money, they have that money for, the youth programs, and I just feel bad taking that out. So they need that money more than I do, and I'm just going to use social media and other ways to bring in money to the network and continue keeping this free for everybody. So this is going to be the bottom half of the 4th inning. And I think if CB scores 2, I do believe the game will be over due to mercy rules, but I'm not sure. 2 balls on the batter. Three balls. And 4 balls. I believe the coach should be coming in here. There she is. And there's no strikes on this batter. So she'll have 4 pitches or 3 strikes, whichever comes first. That's a hit. That's going to fall in beside the center fielder, and she makes a nice throw. That was a nice throw by her. Hit the cutoff. It's a nice play. But that was a leadoff double. First pitch the ball. Missed outside. 2-0. Missed high. 3-0. Oh, that one's low. So, and the runner's going to advance to third on that. Nice slide. Check out that slide. That ball's in play. That's going to be a tough play. Everyone's safe. All right, so that scores a run. So that gives Central Valley 9 runs. Or did they score? So there's a runner on second. So I'm not certain, but I think this runner on second is the winning run. She's going to get third now. See, on that overthrow, you can't go. You can't go home on that. Which is good. Some of these rules are kind of helps keep the game within reach for both teams. And like I said, some people like them, others don't. There's a swing and a miss. There's nobody out. Runner's on third now. There's a swing and a miss. Now there's a time limit on these games too, so we're getting close to that time limit as well. coach is coming. Maybe not. Miss Lowe. Here comes a coach now. Now let's see if she can score that run on third. I think that's going to be the game, but we'll see. It is hot. In this field, that sun's right in your face. So that makes it worse. No shade until that sun's completely gone. There's a swing and a miss. That'll be strike 3. You can tell some of these girls, they have had enough of this heat. Missed outside. Comes the coach. Swing and miss. Called strike. So that's 2 strikes on the batter. Swing, miss. No, wait, foul tipped. She's still alive. Yes, foul tip. So she's still alive. Here we go. There's a hit. Short. She's going to make the play at first. They do make the play, but they score the run. It's a nice play by Short. Nice field, step and throw. Nice play. So it looks like we're still playing. So we scored another run here. So we have 10 runs for Central Valley. Now we're getting close on time too, so we've been running here live for an hour and 40 minutes. So time is running short. And it's when the time's up, they finish the inning. So if we're still in this half of the inning, the game will be over. If they start a new inning before time's up, then Beaver Falls will get to finish their at bat. And I think the coach is coming. Foul ball. There's a ball in play. Second gets it. Oh, she tried to make a play. I don't know what happened with her. She fell on her back. She must have lost balance, I guess. I don't. Oh, yeah, she just lost balance. Well, puts a runner on first for Central Valley. I'm not sure what's going on now. There's the out. So we have a runner on first base with one out. There's a called strike. Ah, there must be two outs. Yeah, there are two outs. All right, so we got a runner on second now. And she's going to go three. She went late. That was a bad throw. Oh, they got her. Nice play. Catcher made a nice throw. Third baseman made a nice play on her. And that's going to be three outs, and that looks like it's going to be game. So, CB's going to win this one, 10-0. So, thanks for watching. If you haven't followed us, please do. It subscribes to our network. It helps us grow. Watch what you can so we can get our watch hours. And we'll be back here around 7:30 for game number 2. It'll be the 12U South Side versus 12U Central Valley. So thanks for watching, and we'll